Hi, this is Jan. It's June 22nd today, and today's group talk was about the topic of short-term and long-term goals. We had two students today, and the conversation touched on many different topics and many different kind of goals that the students had. Mostly they included goals regarding work, so it was about certain projects they wanted to finish in a certain time, or improving relations to the colleagues, etc. Those were usually the long-term goals. The short-term goals included, for example, a travel which was to come up in this summer. It would be a journey to Europe. And some of the vocabulary that came up during the group talk was, for example, to reward yourself, which means to give yourself a special treat for something you have accomplished. So it turns out that actually all of us had different ways to reward ourselves for goals that we have accomplished. And it usually helps to motivate yourself. For example, every time you would get your paycheck for work, you buy something nice for yourself. That way you reward yourself for the work you have done. Or when you've reached any kind of goal, for example, when it comes to sport and you've managed to run a certain time that you've set yourself, then you reward yourself with buying a nice cake. Another word that is related to this topic was, well, to accomplish. That would mean to reach a goal or to master a task. As for example, I have accomplished all of the short-term goals I've had for this year. Now, other words that came up seem rather random, for example, line up, because it was actually one of the goals of one of the students to go to a rock festival in Japan, and line up would be the word for the list of bands or musicians that play at an event. Another word that came up was cliché. That came up because we talked about Europe, when we talked about the travel to Europe. And the cliché is a stereotype of something or somebody. For example, the cliché that French people all are really into cooking. So basically, yeah, we've been wandering in the group talk a little bit and talked about many different aspects that have something to do with short-term and long-term goals.